fine. I'm down. I can't see. Need to go.
Welcome everyone to the social van. Feeling Kyle sick of the bullshit. So here they are, reppin' C+, ready to turn every podcast to dust. So sit down and shut the fuck up, cause when in doubt, fuck your couch. Welcome everybody to the social vent. Yeah! What up, y'all? KMB The Sexy Ninja.
This is Big Daddy coming at you. How you doing?
The Social Event Podcast. The Social Event.
Goddamn weather doesn't know what the hell it wants to do, boy.
Bro, I woke up this morning and I walked outside and I was like, fuck you, snow. That was the first thing in my head, man.
You're freezing balls, huh?
It's not even freezing balls. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the snow.
It's, you know what? All last year, did you realize that all 2020, we didn't get no snow? And then what was it in the last, month? We're getting snow now all of a sudden? When Pugs of Tony Phil, his punk ass didn't even see he did see his shadow, huh? Okay, never mind.
Did he?
He did. Know. Never mind.
I don't follow that groundhog shit, you know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you following the groundhog?
Because his name is Pugs of Tony Phil.
Is it Pugs of Tony Phil? That's his name?
Pugs of Tony Phil.
I did not know that.
That's right. Pugs of Tony Phil.
We are coming from remote areas. I'm actually at my desk, my studio, my HQ, the KMB Bat Cave, and it's awesome. It's great.
You're a spoiled motherfucker. That's what it is. I'm sitting there looking behind you, looking at all your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You got all shit back there. Look, the pictures and everything. The pictures are cool, but all them goddamn pop. Can we have this over here? I told you, hell no. I told sis, you now know. You got your desk. You be happy with that. Spoiled ass. Boy.
I am spoiled, man.
You are spoiled, boy. Shit.
What's nice is like what I'm looking at, like my lanterns right here, the DC Rebirth, got my Green Lantern poster, BVS poster, the Dark Knight poster right here. Oh, and I have something. Are you ready?
Let's see it.
Because I got it at the gas station, and it goes, this is a cherry pickle.
Oh,
cherry
hell
pickle, my friend.
No.
The Kool-Aid. Oh, look how red it is. Ay, cochino.
Okay, what is that?
It's the pickle. It was soaked in Kool-Aid. I'm going res, y'all.
You sure the hell are. Huh? Scalded? God damn.
I saw this and I was like, am I home? You know what I mean? I was just like, I haven't had a Kool-Aid pickle in forever. I don't like them. And I was just like, just for the podcast and before we do our sponsor, let's just try this bad boy red devil dick of a pickle out, man. Look at that thing. It's red.
I thought that was a goddamn sausage.
No, it's the pickle.
Oh, go for it.
Ready?
Oh.
It's like the pickle. Then all of a sudden the Kool-Aid, it just all hits at once, and you're like, I don't know how my people do it, man. Look, it's even red on the inside. Oh,
Fuck no, folks! I got sensitive taste buds, and
you ready to go to the next step?
The mix of anything of fucking sour just destroys my. What is that? Did you get some more?
Here we go.
That res diet. You better not ever, after today, ever talk shit about my chitlins. Ever.
Here we go. I put some on top. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Ready? All right.
Ugh. Ooh. I know you spit that shit out.
Oh, Look at my tongue. Now, welcome to the social event. Oh, that is awful. Why?
Only you, bro. Better you than me.
So,
shit.
Damn,
I need some milk now.
I know. I was like, I should have brought some water with me, but it's okay. I'll power through it.
You know what's better than water in that damn pickle? Shudder.com. www.shudder.com/podcast. You enter a special promo code and all that. Huh?
You broke up during all of that. You're like, I was like,
what?
I'll
try it again. You know what's better than water in that damn pickle?
What?
Shudder.com. www.shudder.com/boom podcast. Enter a special promo code that we're going to give to you right now. Maybe. Because he froze.
The special promo code is C+. I think you froze and I froze at the same time. So this is probably the best ad we've ever done because it's going to be like, but we will have the image. We will have pictures. We'll have pictures for you in the front and you'll see it. Use shudder.com/podcast and special promo code C+. And you get how many days?
You get 30 free days on us. And after that, it's $5 to make you holler. They are the only streaming service, folks, who are not upping their price. Thank you.
Thank you. Unlike WWE going over to Peacock.
I was reading about that. I was like, man, you know, I guess Vince is not a great of a businessman as he thought he was, huh?
It seems so. But let's get right on into it. Use that special promo code, and we've kind of changed the format here a little bit. Me and Big Daddy, we send 4 questions of ours to each of us, and he picks 2 of his. I pick 2 of his, and he picks 2 of mine. So we try to make sure when we give each other 4 questions that they're out there. They're kind of, you know. So we got our 4 topics, and I'll let you start. Which one you want to jump on?
Let's start on best comic book universe. And that can pertain to even video games and movies.
Okay, best. For me, I would say DC. Like that, because I was really thinking about this. Like next to that would be Milestone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, but what's part of DC?
I don't know. After reading that Infinite Frontier, I was telling you about, yeah. I like how they handle rebooting their universes. Mm-hmm. I think they have a better grasp on it than Marvel does, because Marvel just kind of reboots that shit like all the time. And it gets kind of confusing. They're like, no, there's no Ultimate Universe. Now we're just one universe. Oh, we're this Secret Wars. But hey, you remember those things back in the day that you liked? Oh, we're going to that's Marvel's constant. Or they have to bring in the Phoenix. Bring in the Phoenix to be like, hey, we're going to reboot the universe. How are we going to do it? Y'all, we're going to bring in the Phoenix. But I like with DC, you know, they got this new formula I kind of like. It's like they got the New 52. Then they went into Rebirth, you know, and Rebirth is coming to an end now because we're going into the Infinite Frontier, you know, and it's leading up to a big event this summer in July, I believe. But yeah, they just did their Future State, and Future State was like a little bit like a glimpse into the future of all these other heroes and seeing what they're doing and stuff like that. And also introducing, you know, Lucius Fox's son as Batman. And everyone got mad because they're like, oh, my Batman's not black. And I'm like, it's not even Bruce. It's like, you know.
The crybabies. Boy. Crybabies. Damn. You know what? I like your take on DC like that, because they've had a lot more time starting with Crisis on Infinite Earths when they first tried to get everything going. And then it went to 0 Hour. Then it went to Millennium. And then it went just on and on. I'm like, damn, you guys have had a lot of time to fuck your shit up and get it right, haven't you? And
Yeah, over and over again. Like the crisis was the starting points.
mhm,
Then they kind of went into the Flashpoint. Then what Flashpoint it brought the new 52, and the new 52 universe became 52
universes.
multiverses.
Mhm.
There was only 52 of them. Then we went into Rebirth and kind of kept that same structure. Then they went into Metal and they kind of there was a dark multiverse they introduced. And now with Infinite Frontier and what happened in Metal 2 and breaking the universe and everything, it shattered and all these other universes came out of nowhere again. And it's multiple universes now. Again, it's not 52. There's more out there. There's also a universe called, which made me kind of happy inside. There's this one Earth that they named Elseworld, and I was like, oh,
Okay, so they brought Elseworlds to the forefront. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Then they got Omega Earth, and that's where Darkseid is coming back in Infinite Frontier this July. So
Okay.
I feel like that was more or less like for the movie, because they got Justice League coming and they have Darkseid. So they're like, how can we coincide and bring back Darkseid? Because they haven't really used Darkseid in a while since Final Crisis. Well, they had the Darkseid War, but that, I don't know. I would say when he killed Batman in Final Crisis, I would say that was his big, like, oh, shit.
He was the main prominent bad guy in the, well, not really in the background in the animated universe. Justice League, he was pretty prominent, and especially his major role in Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Yeah, he was major. And then of course they had to do Flashpoint all over again because they fucked up. Boy, I
Poor
tell you,
Barry. We've always talked about that. How
I know Barry's
it's always like
he what now?
at the end of Apocalypse War when the universe is just coming to it, and he's like, and I just felt Flash's pain. I was like, what? Poor Flash. He's like, all right.
Me and a coworker at work, we were talking about that. He was like, "What would you have done?" I said, "I'm sorry. It came to an end." I've been like, if it was me, I'm like, fuck that. We all gotta die. We fucked up. And the more we keep doing this, the more we keep fucking up. So, and we're not learning. So, bye bye. That'd have been me. Bye bye. And I don't know. It's crazy. It's yeah. Barry, poor Barry. Mine would be the Batman Arkham universe. I mean, they've made it a very grim, deadly universe where Bruce, sure, Bruce Wayne exists, but in video games and with the comic book expansion and stuff like that, and even like the two movies that they've done with it, Arkham, the Suicide Squad, Arkham, and then Hell to Pay. Shit, that man. Yes, Hell to Pay is part of the Arkham. I come to find out it's part of the Arkham universe, which was a surprise to me too. Yeah, that was a surprise to me too. But I was like, no, that doesn't really fit in. But you can see because, Reverse Flash, Zoom, he's jumping around different universes. He's existing at all in one time. All those Suicide Squad members are existing as once. Yeah, they explained it, but I was like, yeah. But Batman Arkham is mine. It's just a cohesive universe. You understand everything what's going on. It's, there's no other superheroes. They're all mentioned. All the other superheroes are mentioned, but they're not, it's almost like Bruce Wayne, Batman told him, Gotham's mine. Don't fuck with us. I got this. If you interfere, I got something for you. That's what it feels like to me.
Well, yeah, and that new game that's coming out, I remember because everybody knows, especially listening to this podcast, I am not a gamer. I have games. I get all the Star Wars games when they come out just because I'm a big Star Wars nerd, and I have the Injustice games, but I get so frustrated and I just stop playing. I just barely finished Injustice 2. But with this game, but just seeing the trailers, like Bruce Wayne is dead and Nightwing. You know, it was like, oh, you get to play the Bat family. You know, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I was just
So who was it so far? I know Batgirl, Nightwing.
I believe Damian, or it's going to be
played-
Tim Drake's Robin.
No, there is Damian. You do play as Tim Drake. He's Red Robin. And then you play as Nightwing. They just revealed 2 other characters you get to play. You play Catwoman, but that's the expansion, and Azrael.
Oh my gosh. They introduced him into the Batman adventures from the original Batman animation. They did a little cool 12-issue spin or whatever, and they introduced Deathstroke into that universe, and they introduced Azrael into that universe. And they're bringing and then in the new Catwoman series that's out right now with Tom King, they're bringing Mask of Phantasm into the universe.
No way.
Yeah.
The same costume, or is it
same costume? And it's a trip so far, because Tom King, he's one of those writers. It's kind of like, I'm gonna come at you, and then at the end you're like, wait, oh shit, I missed something, and you have to go back and reread it.
Tom King's badass. I can see why he's only exclusively with DC, because DC lets him play with all those characters, unlike Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, I kind of stopped reading his Legion. His Legion of Superheroes. And what's so funny is, like, I remember when I put a picture up of my little area over here on this side, because this side's all Green Lantern stuff and Star Wars stuff is all in the back. But when I took a picture, someone's like, I know what universe you love. I was like, yeah. I go, man, I love DC so much because I can't relate to the characters, because, you know, my parents weren't killed and I had to go fight crime, or my planet got destroyed and I got sent here, you know. Yeah, I can't relate on that God level, but they are relatable characters in a way. You know, they all have that tragedy, and, you know, it's like Wonder Woman and leaving Themyscira to go into man's world and told you can't come back. You know, you have to, you're going to give up this. And then the tragedy of Kal-El just losing his home planet, coming here, then, you know, becoming an outcast, the tragedy of Bruce, you know, why he's Batman. And it's just like my favorite is Green Lantern Corps, but Hal Jordan, you know, dealing with the fact that he was chosen because of his willpower and finding absence, you know, and all these characters. I love the Marvel movies. Don't get me wrong. Marvel's my shit. The boys, like, I do read a lot of Marvel comic books, but I would say good chunk is DC comic books, and I would say another good chunk of the DC comic books would be Green Lantern. Like, I think the earliest Green Lantern I have is Green Lantern #7, Sinestro's first appearance.
Nice. Hell yeah. I don't know. I've been a mix. Been a mix of Marvel and DC. It's just, to me, during the time, it's who has the better stories, and, you know, and how cohesive they are. When like the best universe I still remember back in the day, being part of DC, because they were part of DC, was Milestone Comics. When they came out, when Milestone came out, they broke the mold on a lot of things, but at the same time, DC did try to stop them on a lot of stuff, and they did succeed. But, you know, I started reading a little bit of that the digital comic that you got on Comixology. So far,
like the reintroduction.
Yeah. So far, I like it.
Yeah, it's cool, and I like the fact that they kind of tied the Black Lives Matter protest on how Static got his powers. You know, I kind of like how people got their powers in that Black Lives Matter protest. You know, them throwing chemicals at them. You know, untested chemicals, and I'm just like, yeah, that would be our government. You know,
it would be. And what's funny, they didn't even call it. I kind of missed the old Big Bang Theory. I mean, the Big Bang Theory, the old Big Bang, how they had all the gangs meet up and they said, okay, we're gonna duke it out, Big Bang, and whoever wins rules. And that whole, how a lot of them had got their powers. I did like how they teased Blood Syndicate I
Oh,
really hope they bring back Blood Syndicate, but they're gonna need a good writer to bring them back.
yeah. From what I'm gathering and from what I'm hearing, I'm really excited about Static. And remember, you were so happy when I sent you the cover of Static because you're like, oh, they're not gonna call him Static Shock. Thank God.
Oh man, I was happier. I ain't gonna lie, folks. I was happier than the Runaway Slave when I seen that. I was like, yes, no Static Shock. Yes, just keep that separate. And his costume, I'm like, oh shit, still based on the original, kind of. I'm like, all right,
I'm
all
still
right.
getting used to. I'm still getting used to icons. Like Rockets is fine, but Icon's costume I'm still trying to get used to just because it looks. I don't know. I'm so used to that
Like he's a Red
style.
Lantern.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, he looks kind of like a red. It's kind of like a Red Lantern knockoff,
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, what was wrong with and he had the hoop right here and this and that, and with the big kind of cape, the green cape and stuff. I was like, what's going on, But it's one of those things too. Like, the thing that's sad is it's going digital first, and I think that's on DC being like, well, we believe in this product, but let's see how it does digitally first, and if it does well, then we can start releasing
full steam.
Yeah.
Chicken shit asses, man. Yeah, DC, I called you chicken shit asses. Okay.
Well, yeah, and I think that's Warner Brothers, owning the comic industry. It's kind of like Disney owning Marvel's comics. They censor them to a certain point, and just because it's their comic books, and then they.
I really hope that they start tying the Dakota universe. I mean, from what it looks like so far, they're going to be self-contained still, but they're going to be branching out to the bigger DC universe, and I think they're going to play a major part in it.
I want another Worlds Collide, like let's build to another one. You know what I mean? I think that would be fucking awesome.
I was Dakota universe all the way. I was Dakota all the way, especially Blood Syndicate versus Superman. I'm sorry, they beat his ass.
Yeah, and I was thinking too, I think that the Milestone universe would work really well in Zack Snyder's dark tone, Like
Absolutely.
I feel like that would, because what's funny is like we got Justice League. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like it leaked this past couple days.
You told me.
And I wrote a post and I was all like fell out of my bed like a clumsy Jar Jar, and then ran into the bedroom. My belly was flopping like I was Jabba the Hutt, trying to find this movie. That I read the article, and then it was like you had to watch Tom and Jerry because people watch Tom and Jerry, and then it glitches, and then you get Justice League, and I just can't wait. And from everything I'm hearing, and this is probably a good segue into one of our questions, because we talked about best comic book universe. Spoilers.
You know how I feel about fucking spoilers.
I think it's worse now, man. It's pissing me off. Like every day there's something like Zack released a trailer for Flash. They released a trailer for Cyborg. Oh, they released a trailer for Batman. Oh, it has more spoilers in it. You get to hear this and this. And I'm just like, stop. You don't need to sell the movie no more. Like,
no, you don't. That's why the studio that did Kong versus Godzilla, they stopped. Because someone actually pieced the footage together from all the trailers that they've ever made about all the monsters so far. No, well, just King Kong Godzilla. They actually pieced a 15-minute little movie together. I'm like, see, fuckers, that's why you don't do that, man.
Well, the thing is, like, my brother, I guess somebody on the inside got the scoop on Godzilla versus Kong and gave all the spoilers, and my brother has all the spoilers, and he was just like, I did it. And I was like, what you do? He goes, I got all the spoilers for Justice League, also the spoilers for G. I'm like, why not go in with I remember he got one trailer, there was a teaser,
and that was
the one trailer, and that was it. Now, good luck, go do your fan theories, and now it's just like TV spot, and social media posts, and
Yeah, they're trying to sell the movie. I mean, honestly, you make one good. I've always felt you make that one good trailer, 60 seconds, you're good to go. But like you said, with social media and everything, they're trying to sell the movie so much is that they're ruining it. Case in point, and I still bring it back. Rogue One. They fuck. How many I counted 7 trailers finally for that movie. Seven
Well,
mini,
that
7 trailers.
that was probably because, well, I kind of think of it like this. Like, this is my theory on that, and this is also my theory on Justice League leaking early to the Tom and Jerry movie. So from what I was reading was it leaked. Only people only got to see the first hour of it, and then it stopped and it went off, because what happens was Tom and Jerry started, then it glitched, and then it said error system. Then Zack Snyder's Justice League started. Then it was only an hour, and then it stopped, and then it went back to Tom and Jerry, and I was just like, there's something behind that. I feel like there's something marketing wise where they're like, because after that people were like, HBO Max was like, our Tom and Jerry numbers went up. Because everybody's like, I want to see the hour of Justice League. They don't want to fucking see. I tried Tom and Jerry. I couldn't do it.
that could have been a complete that thing, that publicity thing. That probably was a whole thing so people would do like, okay, yeah, we got to go watch it. We got to go watch it. And
yeah,
at first I'm like, I wasn't going to watch it. Now I'm going to.
Well, I tried to watch Tom and Jerry, but like, it was funny, the starting, but the how they look and how crisp and clean of an animation they look like compared with the realism of the background, my eyes were hurting so bad. I felt like I was gonna have a seizure, man. I was just like,
boy.
When you watch something and it disturbs your eyes start watering up.
That's what your ass is gonna look.
And I'm like, I was trying it. I stopped it after 10 minutes. I couldn't do it. I was just like, it hurts my eyes way too much, man. And I thought I was the only one, but one of my homies at work, and we talk movies all the time, and he's like, did you try to watch Tom and Jerry? I was like, yeah, I tried. He goes, I couldn't do it, bro. I was like, why? And he told me same exact reason. He goes, they're just too clean, and like the background is back there too, so it's like they're out of focus, but they're not out of focus,
They're full of shit. Okay, I'm fucking with you. What was I reading something right now? So I guess Henry Cavill now is out as Superman.
So let's dive into that with spoilers and stuff, because
okay.
You remember there was the time when, like, who's gonna be the next Superman or this and that, but like with spoilers now, it's just, we already got who the next Superman's gonna be, and they're like way before they even fire the other guy now. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, and like they were talking about Michael B. Jordan taking on the cape and whatnot, and everybody got all mad about that, and then they kind of died down for a while. Then they talked about, they're like, oh, they're rebooting, and it's gonna be a African American Superman, but the media is like, Black Superman. What?
Yeah, the media really they fucking just had a field day. I'm like, you dickheads. I'm like, come on. No, it's not even major. You guys are making this big of a damn deal about it. Like, shit. It's what was the other movie? We went to go see it. Damn it. I get all excited and my mind starts racing 1,000 miles a minute. And we went to go see the damn movie. Black Panther.
It's a long list, man.
Black Panther. And I had no idea, because that was one movie I said, I'm not going to read anything about it, even though there was the entertainment weeklies at my job at Barnes & Noble. They had the magazines coming out, everything. I didn't read one because I didn't want to know who the other, because it said special surprise villain. I'm like, okay, cool. Never read anything about it. And then when when the challenge day came up, when Man Ape came up and Baku, I love that, because I was like, no way. Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, and like for me, like I I want this Zack Snyder cut so bad. I want to see it so bad. And
I know you do.
when I saw the trailer that the last final trailer they released and Joker's at the end, Jared Leto's Joker, I was like, you really couldn't have saved that. Like that's something you could have saved for the movie. You know, because we already knew he was going to be in it, but to what capacity? But did you really need to go out of your way to be like, okay, we need to sell this movie, guys? We really need, when fandom itself made this movie happen, made Warner Brothers be like, well, you know, they kind of want this, and we have a streaming site that we need to sell, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, because I don't get me wrong. I did a trailer reaction and I fell in love with the trailer. Like I watch it like religiously, like every day. And my daughter hates it because she's like, again. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like my escape. You know what I mean? Like it's that go-to drug where I'm just like, man, it's almost here. Then I'm like, whoop. And I play. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, and on top of that, I cannot wait for this as well. Zack Snyder's re-releasing BVS, but it's going to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit brighter, and the aspect ratio is going to be to IMAX form. So, like you know, you're going to see more of the background and stuff like that. So he's because I guess like when he signed off on Blu-ray, well, when the movie was getting made and it was getting ready for theaters, I guess like it was in the wrong format. So there's a part where it kind of looks grainy and, you know, wasn't that clean of shots and stuff like that. Yeah. It was because something happened during the distribution of it when it went to the theaters. So with the Justice League cut, I guess he went back and he went and cleaned it up and put it in IMAX format. So like wider ratios, brighter colors, you know, and that's going to drop as soon as Justice League drops next week as well. So I have two things. I'm like, oh, I get to watch BVS and I get to watch Justice League. Life is good.
Oh my God. I can't be looking at all that stuff anymore because it just pisses me off. I want to be still genuinely surprised. I mean, speaking of spoilers, you know, everyone has now seen the photos of Miss Natalie Portman for the Thor upcoming Thor movie.
Yeah, that too, man. Like I'm just like,
did you see how big she is? Not fat wise or anything, but she has guns. I have like bulky guns. I don't have no cuts on my guns, but Natalie, when she went like this, I'm like, ooh, I'll still knock your little ass out, but ooh, that's cool.
all I heard when I saw those pictures, I was like, you go, Padme, you know.
Man, she's really working hard for it. And I remember 2 years ago she was sad when they asked her about the, you know, Infinity War and stuff like that. They asked about her role as Jane Foster. She goes, I don't know. They just haven't called me back. And I remember she was all sad and shit. She was on the talk show circuit for a little bit, and she really was. She was sad. It was during Annihilation when she made that movie, and then when she was doing the little talk show circuit.
Yeah, and then I remember one interview. She was just like this. They're like, "Oh, so you are an Endgame? Like you know, there is that scene with Rocket and this and that." She's like, "Yeah, that's they just used that from Thor: Dark World. I just had to sign off on it, and you know, and I got my credit in the film, but I wasn't really in the film." And I was like, "Oh, but still, you know, you're still part of history. You know, like it's. But at the same time, you couldn't be part of history."
I'm like her. I don't want a bone. Put me in the motherfucker. Come on. I'm available, dude. I'm available. Put me in. But then when she talked about on Instagram, when she talked a little bit about being asked to go do Thor, and they told her role, she's like, I'm your bitch. I'll do whatever you want me to. I'm like, girl, you better watch your mouth because Disney has a way of turning people into the bitches. Look at Robert Downey Jr. 20 million in movies what he asking, and they're gonna give it to him.
Money talks, bullshit walks. But before we get into that,
but it's just like you said, though, just like you said, you called it. He's gonna leave. He's gonna come back. And what is he doing?
We'll jump on that after this song. Everybody enjoyed the song last week, so we got another artist here. Shout out to Xtra Overdose. I love this song. It's called The Plague, produced by Foulmouth. And this track is banging. I do really, really like the song. I think Xtra Overdose is a super talented ninja, and he's going to go far in his career. And I think after COVID and all this bullshit goes away and he goes on tour and starts getting out there more to the audience, I think he's going to be huge. But no, the song right here is called The Plague, produced by Foulmouth, Xtra Overdose. I hope you like the track. And after that, we'll talk about Robert Downey Jr., 20 mil a movie. I would do a lot of stuff for 20 mil.
Not me. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back. In the meantime, folks, check the song out. You're going to love it.
Right now.
She wrote with the bluff, I'm a period. Me, I'm so serious, leave him delirious. You keep fearing us, write it on paper, I tear it up. Get no fuck, she sucked in, I rush, give me location, impatient with patience. Mental asylum, I'm wildin', I'm bugging. Your girl say I'm thugging, do it like it's nothing. No bluffing, no capping. When I get the stabbing, blood leaking like semen dripping from me penis. Then kill me a demon for no kind of reason. Look, I'm beastin', leeches reaching, so deceiving. Fuck me a preacher, watch it preaching. Then tell the deacon to tell God that me and him even. Pray mom, get my game on, murder Jake from State Farm, but blasting a Drake song, then link up with Krayshawn, fuck a night to me in the day calm, with a J say song, Batman with no cape on, Chan Putty, what they gon' do to me? They ain't thinking fully when they really should be. I'm in full X mode, Tupac at death row, y'all want war, then let's go. It's a nigga with attitude, actual, factual, matter, cycle too literal, one-on-one, one of them, order, come your life in jeopardy, murder the referee, switch up the recipe, silent and deadly, my hitters, they murder for fun, raise a blaze to they face, pistol nuns in a wake, on the high with a head of race, hell, Satan screams, what more can I take, embrace all who relate, then your soul I race, ain't a way to escape, dealing with pauses, niggas done lost it, should've get cautious. Me, my flawless, lyrics possessed. She rapping the set, she get it the next one. Never forgets, I'm smoking it wet. I come to collect, known as a threat. Who come in correct, as real as it gets. No niggas that bled, hole in their head. Night, nigga, don't look under that bed. Heard what I said, like curves, they fled. Got high on Friday, smoky craig. Bitch, wanna fuck, then I say, let's fuck. Who the best? I'm on with the time, bitch, I'm focused on mine. Yeah, you know the motive's the grind. Lost my mind, lyrics Columbine. Ha! Say they don't like me, maybe cause I'm winning. And I'm only getting started, only the beginning. So NYC, murder man, I'm living. Pull up on rock and we get to the business. Cause every time we hit, nigga, we making a kill. Niggas dissing on record, one awful decision. Feel like back in the day, I was dealing and flipping. Can't stop, won't stop, bad boys in the 90s. Hit is hungry for beef, known to be grimy. And I hope you heard that walkie-talkie copy. Commitment for me, not lightly. But see what old girl thought I was on to something. Couple months in, nah, I was nothing. Ha! And now I'm single. Ladies, let's mingle. I ain't taking shots, motherfucker, this a free throw. Look at me, always 100, I'm a celebration. A racing violent truck with no toupee. Wait, let me stop playing, I'm on some shit you won't forget. Too fully equipped, to plenty of rips to cut my own wrist, still in this bitch, so Unstoppable Chronicles, Barnacles, this is hard. Killing witches on the witch and I was spitting lava. Cause of trauma, drama with the Allah and my mama and Obama and Osama. We're around the llama in my pajamas by the novel. Fuck a prima donna and a shower limit. Tell a nigga holla till I'm sitting back in my recliner. Kill the phantom at the opera. Thorough like the BX bro, drop him like a hurdle. Did I do that? Don't need no Urkel. Simple words don't move me, you might not, we made you. You all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't let me have to call your name out. Take the suicidal route, blow your own brains out. Your life can get right, I ignite the type. Prepare for a sick flight, now look. Here comes the brand new terror you can feel. Coming to get your fucking scripture, whether be holy or unholy. Eat the beat up macaroni with a side of fried bologna. Wicked living just as vivid, live it as they come. Really get with it, lyrics are in this fucking pen, killing the game. Left the minutes, fucking feeling I ain't finishing. Twine rhymes so scientific, you science fiction. Recline and listen, your wife I'm dicking, sicking. My semen, she licking, I get it, Henny sipping records, we ripping, property dripping. No pot to listen, no one to listen, no kid, peep the vision. Track some shit and talking gibberish, we not hearing it, bringing death to your fellowship. Ha! Here comes the brand new terror you can feel. Time for no terror you can feel. I'm giving you terror you can feel. Like a brand new terror you can feel.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that track. That track was dope. Did you like it?
I loved it. It was good. It was hella good.
Shout out to Xtra Overdose. And it was the song "The Plague" was produced by Foulmouth, and we will have the links in the description below, so you can go check out more of Xtra Overdose and all his music and all his work. Thank you for letting us play that song for the show. Now, Robert Downey Jr., 20 mil a movie. I looked into this a little bit more, and I guess that's Robert's fuck you price, because everyone has a fuck you price.
Pretty much,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like you'd be like, oh, well, because this is just an example. Like, hey, Henry Cavill, you should come on to the social event. That'd be awesome. Okay, we'll pay us $20 million and I'll be on the show. That's your fuck you price, because there's no way I'm going to pay him $20 million to be on a...
He wouldn't even get a kiss in the bus pass. I'm not even gay. Shit.
He ain't getting nothing.
It's nothing.
And I that's what I feel. But I know Disney's like, hey man, if we do bring him back, like, we in 20 mil, that's just in 20 mil. We made $1 billion off the other movies, make another $1 billion off this movie.
No shit, especially with what they have planned. I mean, there would be no Iron Man movie. From my understanding, from what I read too, there would be no Iron Man movie, but he would just make, he would help it along, kind of like he did in Civil War. In Civil War, he was really not even going to be that much in the Iron Man suit, but he's going to help push all these movies along. Like Spider-Man, the stuff where he had major roles in. Like, he was supposed to be Spider-Man's mentor. He would come back in that kind of capacity.
But how though? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how they would do that. Like, would it be like after breaking
AI.
the multi? Yeah, that I was thinking that too, because they've already done that, and with the current Iron Man run, where Tony did put his thoughts into an AI, and that story itself is depressing. It's Tony Stark's Iron Man. I did read every single issue of that series, and it's a great series until you realize it's not Tony. And, because Tony got knocked the fuck out by Captain Marvel in Civil War 2, went into a coma, pretty much died, but had all his thoughts transferred to this AI. And then his brother Arno came into effect, and they had the Iron Man 2020 for a bit. Then Iron Man himself came back. Well, it was still AI Tony, but AI Tony accepted who he was and said, yes, I am Tony Stark. I am Iron Man.
Well, it's funny too, because this version of Tony Stark isn't even the real one, because Tony Stark was actually killed, almost 20 years ago in the storyline. And this one they found him floating through like just time and space, and they brought him in. And I was like, wait a minute, I ain't gonna lie, I got lost until I read more about it. So yeah, Tony Stark, the main 616, was killed. And because they found out he was a Nexus being, from the Watcher, they brought him, they went through the time stream, found this Tony Stark just floating in limbo. And how he got there, they still haven't said to this damn day. So they brought him in. They said, this is what happened to this Tony Stark. You need to fill his spot. They pretty much got a piece of that Tony's soul, the one who died, put him in this one, and realized that, oh, well, we're all one and the same. Cool. I'll take over this role. The only other person who knew was Thor. Captain America, none of them, no clue. Just Thor knew the whole time.
Well, that's why I love comic books, because, like anybody that dies, I'm like, they're not really dead. Like, they're gonna come back in some form of capacity. There's always a way, and there's always a door open. Like, they killed Wonder Woman off in Metal, Death Metal, but
really?
She went off. Yeah, well, she sacrificed herself to respark the universe into Infinite Frontier, and she went and she met the gods and whatnot, like Spectre and shit like that. And they're like, hey, this could be your role. You could watch this. And then at the end of it, she's like, nah, I'm coming back.
But she's coming back as Nubia, though, right?
No. She's coming back, but I don't know where her journey's going to go, because Nubia will be the new Wonder Woman of basically the main story. Right. And Wally West is now the new Flash, because Flash is going to go run through these other multiverse Earths to check them out and stuff like that. So,
like we talked about, it's going to be their version of the Exiles.
Yeah,
like from Marvel Comics. Okay, I'm actually going to pick that up. I'm going to read that bitch.
Oh yeah, and like we're talking about Robert. Yeah, but that's why I always believed in because like they killed how they killed Captain. Like, they're like, oh, he was like, where I remember that issue when he was shot on the steps going to the court, and now you're like, whoa, he was assassinated, this and that. They're like, he was shot by a time gun. Yeah. Now he's traveling through time and but he'll be back. Don't worry.
And then of course, at the same time, Batman's ass was traveling through. Well, Bruce Wayne was traveling through time too. I'm just like, can you guys rip each other off anymore?
But Batman's was cooler though, I would say, just because of the fact that he was going through funner times. Like he went in a Western time, he was a pirate, and it was, like Captain's was like a little bit all over the place before he actually came back. And then Bruce, I think it was the Omega beams sent him off, because when he got killed in his physical body, then he went and traveled through and all that. And that was a tragic one too, because that was one of those ones where that was huge, killing Batman, and that image of Superman holding Batman's, like skeleton and his clothes all ripped and stuff like that. I remember I was just like, what the,
What the fuck do we just see? And Bruce Wayne didn't actually come back for a long time. It wasn't like Superman. Superman, came back after a year, but Bruce was gone for a while.
He was gone for a while, and that was fun. Because right after he died, they did Battle for the Cow, and it was all the Robins
right there.
All the Robins were trying to figure out who's going to be the next Batman. So Damian's like, I'm Batman. Tim Drake was like, no, I'm Batman. And then ultimately, Alfred was like, Dick, you have to be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's your choice. And so that run was so much fun. And then we got Batman and Robin and his Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne as the duo. And that was,
and they actually got close.
They got, not in starting, he was just a little shit, but man, it was just such a fun run. Like, I love Damian so much. I'm rereading the Teen Titans Rebirth because I fell behind on that, but I got the Infinite app. And I'm reading that, and his Teen Titans run is so great because he kidnaps everybody in the starting. Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven. He kidnaps all of them. Kid Flash, and he's like, "Now you're part of my Teen Titans." And everyone, they're like, "Motherfucker, like, you kidnapped us. This is not the way you build a team."
It's almost like with the Avengers versus X-Men. Prologues with Cable, when Cable was rounding up all the Avengers because he was trying to figure out which one of them was starting to kill who was supposed to be the main killer in the future, and with the X-Men, with the Avengers, Tony Stark, I build the future and stuff like that, and Cable laughs at him. He said, "I wouldn't want your future for nothing. The name of Stark is a laughing joke." I'm like, damn.
That was a good one. Avengers versus X-Men was great. Especially when, like, I remember just like, holy shit, like how Cyclops basically went to the dark side during that war and he killed Professor Xavier. And it was like, oh man, like he committed the ultimate sin. He killed his mentor, killed Professor X. Then the prologue, he gets out of jail and he goes and creates his own little X-Men, like mutant hood,
X-Men. Yep.
Yeah. But
and come to find out, it was the White Queen, the whole time manipulating.
Always,
that's some shit.
Man.
That was some shit.
And now I want to like go back in my books, but I never reread my books. Like I usually buy the trade paperback, or or Comixology is usually my way to go. Like I'm too lazy to get the books out of the box.
I still don't believe that. Instead of getting your ass up and going to your box and getting the issue, Comixology, all right, yeah, right there. But back to Robert Downey Jr. Yes, 20 million, maybe.
What would I do for 20 billion? Ooh.
I would tell him, okay.
Too.
Yeah, I would tell him, okay, you want me to come back for 20 million? Let's do this. We're going to do this. We're going to make a more cohesive universe. You're not going to have these generic storylines. Let's get some depth in there. DC is hot on our asses. We need to shake it up. Not this cookie cutter formula that you guys have. Let's shake it up. That's how I would come back if I was Robert Downey Jr. Oh, and I would direct one movie. I would get my choice of directing one movie. And I would pick the most obscure fucking... I'd pick Squirrel Girl.
Oh my God.
I would pick Squirrel Girl and do a James Gunn on it.
Hey, if anybody can do a Squirrel Girl movie, if it was given to James Gunn, man, I can't wait until the Suicide Squad. That's gonna be awesome, especially when it hits HBO Max.
That comes out when?
I believe in a
shit.
couple months. Because this month we got Zack Snyder's cut and Godzilla versus Kong.
See, I'm more excited for Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see the monsters just beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, that one last trailer I saw, and I haven't seen anything else because my brother's like, watch this YouTube video, watch it. I'm like, nope.
No, fuck them YouTube videos. I know which one he's talking about because there's a YouTube video that basically just
king of spoilers.
It's the king. It's the biggest spoiler. Fucking. It's not even. I can't even call it a spoiler. It's like a movie. But for 20 mil. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, all this ties to spoilers, but this is what okay, let's just jump into it. I'm ready.
Yeah, you pick one. You pick next one. Go for it.
I think this is the last one. Yeah, because we went through best comic book universe. We got Robert Downey Jr. We got spoilers, and the last one is WandaVision.
Oh yeah, WandaVision. Yeah. So I have to say, WandaVision did kind of break the mold of what we were talking about, how it went into a whole different direction, a different brand of storytelling. But you can see we're in the spots where it got cookie cutter, like the traditional cookie cutter MCU script. But to completely go off key and make Wanda just like this believable threat. And to me, she is a damn threat. She's worse than the Hulk. If they ever complain about the Hulk being a threat again, man, you know what? Something wrong with them. Especially at the end of the last episode of WandaVision. Yeah, there's gonna be some shit, bro.
So I would say, in a nutshell, my review would be broken down to my fan theory expectations were so high, even though it was a great finale to end the show, and her getting her costume and the tragicness of saying goodbye to Vision and
the costume,
and her kids. But having that grand expectation of like when they brought in when she recast her brother, they brought in the Quicksilver from the Fox universe, and then they're like, no, just kidding, he's something boner, just so they can get a good boner joke in there. And then it was like it ends, because I remember my brother saw it. He was like, I was like, was it good? Because I haven't seen it yet. Because I usually watch it at night with the wifey and the kid, and he's like, don't. He goes, you're gonna kind of feel cheated on. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, Iron Man 3. That's all I'll say. I was like, Iron Man 3, and that messed me up all day. I was like, Iron Man 3. Then when I watched it, and when they're like, oh no, he's not really Quicksilver, her brother, it's something boner, and I thought of the Mandarin, and I was like, oh, you remember how that reveal came in Iron Man 3, where you're like, oh, it's just an actor, he's not really.
And it was fucked up. It was one of the biggest goddamn Iron Man movies.
I hate that movie. I would say if somebody had to put a gun to my head and was like, name the worst Marvel movie, I would say Iron Man 3. I do not like Iron Man 3 whatsoever, because it's so awkward. It's like
that was a fanboy movie. Shane Black made that for his own purpose.
Yeah. I was like, all right, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How did Iron Man, Tony Stark, all of a sudden become this badass, like pseudo spy dude?
I didn't mind that so much. I was more or less about the PTSD he was having, and they never address that again. Like, I remember like how he's like having those like weird moments in the movie, and he's like, oh, he's seeing the portal, and the way, and he's like, oh, I'm kind of weird and awkward now. And it was like, like, then they never touch on that again, ever.
That would have been good. That would have been good if he would have kept that,
like haunting him and stuff like that. And that, I don't know. And then when the Mandarin, like, I remember when they were like, I was like, oh, and people were like, who's the Mandarin? I was like, this is Iron Man's Joker. Like, this is like the pseudo, like, to the top Iron Man villain.
He's one of the top 5 villains of Iron Man.
nine rings and all. I was just like, oh yeah. Then it was like when Homeboy's like, ole, 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 ole. Ben
That's
Kingsley.
when I lost interest. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, because when they cast Ben Kingsley in that role, I was like, oh yeah, it's on like
Shit's gonna
Donkey
be
Kong.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, to each their own. It's like what is it comparing it to? It's like Spider-Man: Far From Home. It's a good movie, but it's the dumbest story ever. Would you agree?
No.
No, you never agree with me.
I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to. Shit. No, Far From Home. Because I remember at first, the whole Mysterio thing. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is gonna make sense. Nope.
Well, like we got great visuals. Like we got to see Mysterio in live action, especially when he fucks him up in the yard, and he's seeing like dead Iron Man, like how Mysterio's just messing with him.
Yeah.
But I say stupid in the sense of Mysterio's plan, because when he tricks Peter to giving him the glasses and whatnot, and then everything kind of fades away, and he's like, "Hey guys, we got the glasses. Why? Because you hate Tony Stark. You hate Tony Stark. You take Tony Stark. And we're going to do this and make me look like a big superhero, and blah, blah." Then my thought was like, what happens when a real threat comes to Earth? Like, your drones are like, I understand where you're trying to build that perspective of you're a superhero, but I don't understand your plan. Like, Thor could come down here and just be like, bam, and all your little drone things blip.
It would have been cool if, to me, it'd have been better if they would have kept that Mysterio originality. They should have kept him as someone who was from a different Earth, but he's fucked up in the head, and he starts turning against Spider-Man. That would have been better. But then here's what's his name? Nick Fury. Oh, we knew the whole time. No, you didn't. Punk ass boy, you didn't know the whole goddamn time.
Well, now with because I think the reason why I brought Far From Home, that end credit scene in Far From Home when Nick's not on Earth, he's up in space. This is going to tie into Captain Marvel 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just such an awkward like after credit scene, because he's like, I'm not here. I'm up here on this spaceship. But then it pays off in WandaVision when they're like, hey, we need you, and where do you guys need me? He just goes. And I was like, oh.
No, quick side note. I really hope they reveal how long Nick has been up there. Has he been up there this whole time? You mean
like if he was there for a lot longer than we thought? Or did he go with them after Captain Marvel? The events of Captain Marvel. Did he leave with them when Captain Marvel,
And then with the the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when he goes and rescues Coulson, was that him? Has he been back on Earth since then? Has he been, off and on? That little scroll been replacing him throughout the entire MCU? Yeah, exactly. No, I hope they give information to when it was him as opposed to when it was the scroll. That's what I hope they do.
That'd be insane. And then maybe go into the whole secret invasion type thing.
Oh, you didn't know that movie? You knew that movie was announced.
Oh yeah. Secret Invasion?
You told me.
Yeah. Well, Secret Invasion was on the way. They also talked about Secret Wars. And I was just like, oh, just bring it on. At this point, just bring it on. Like, let me sit on my couch and watch these movies.
Yeah. With the announcement of the Fantastic Four, shit. Announced, but no actors cast yet.
Well, that's how they are though. They're just like, oh yeah, we're not like DC, because They could drop all the like, we're doing a Lobo movie, we're doing a Cyborg movie, we're doing a Green Lantern movie.
I know.
And they're like,
For DC.
and then like Marvel's like, look at us. We just announced Moon Knight. We didn't even cast anybody yet, but it's gonna happen because I think they're going into production for Moon Knight and She-Hulk here very soon. Like, because they already got Miss Marvel being shot right now, or it's probably done at this point, just because you know, and they got Mandalorian. Like Disney's just like, we can announce whatever the fuck we want.
We're gonna get it done just like that.
COVID. Psh, psh.
Mickey's dick is swinging like this right now. Oh yeah,
yeah. COVID's gonna stop me. Oh,
exactly. COVID's gonna stop me. Oh man. So She-Hulk's in production. I wanted to see who they got, but I haven't.
Oh, you didn't see?
No, shush.
I'll tell you.
Don't
now.
tell me because I don't want to be disappointed.
Oh, you will be.
Okay, I don't want to know then. I don't want to know then because I mean, I know for a while there on Instagram, you saw all these fitness girls saying, "Pick me Marvel," like pick me the hashtag pick me Marvel She-Hulk, and I was like, oh, so I guess they're gonna do a She-Hulk movie, and some of them, I was like, damn,
it's a show.
You could be a She-Hulk. You could be a She-Hulk, but they probably got some little skinny ass stick. Barely have any muscle on her, has more muscle on her damn pinky toe than she does on her ass. Yeah, they probably got. Yeah, I don't want to know because I will be fucking disappointed. I'll be pissed off.
Oh, who were you? Who was it? Oh, you said the same thing about Gal Gadot when she was cast as Wonder Woman, and before she made her debut in BVS, you were like, well, who's Wonder Woman? I said Gal Gadot. And you're like, who's that? And I remember I was just like, from Fast and Furious. And you were like, her? You know?
Beauty wise, I mean, yeah, she's a goddamn Amazon boy. She can, yeah, beauty wise, oh yeah. But then she would generally surprise me after she put some damn meat on her bones. I'm like, okay, she got it. And if you notice in Wonder Woman 84, she was a little more muscular.
Well, do you know what's cool about her story that I find very, very like sweet in a way is she went to go read for the Wonder Woman role, and that was going to be her last audition. And she was just like, after this, if I don't get it, I'm going back home. You know, she's been in the Hollywood game for a while, and this was going to be her last audition to be like, all right, if I don't get it, guys, you know, told her family, like, we're going home. You know, I just can't play this. You know, I'm getting too old in the Hollywood sense and whatnot. And I guess like when she walked in and Zack was just like, you're my Wonder Woman, and basically sparked her career from that point on.
Because she's been trying.
Yeah. And I was, you know, because she loved being Fast and Furious and all this and that. She goes, but, you know, her career wasn't going anywhere. Like, it was just like, you are the side character and whatnot, this and that. And then she took this chance and she got it. And look, she's got 2 major blockbusters. And I love her. Like, and then she just announced she's pregnant again. She's going to have another little baby.
She was pregnant during the first one, which, you know, she's a trooper. But then again, she is Israeli Special Forces. Reserve. Yeah, she's reserve.
What do you call it? I was watching Wonder Woman the other day, and when she comes out of that trench, when she just basically looks at Steve, she's like, "We need to help them. I don't listen to you," and she's just like, and she just comes up out of the trench. I'm just like, oh my God, Wonder Woman! You know,
she embodied Wonder Woman. I was just like, holy shit! And then come to find out, one of the guys in the background was Zack Snyder. I was like, oh, that is Zack Snyder, huh? When she's undressing and stuff like that, when they show one of the guys in the background to her left, that was Zack Snyder. I'm like, oh, it is, huh? Okay.
He pops in every once in a while. He's just like, hi.
Oh yeah, that's how they're doing in all the DC movies, which I can't wait to see. That's going to be so damn fun. DC movies, they're taking that darker route, people at work like, I don't like this dark route they're taking. Me, I love it. Fuck, don't try to compete with Marvel.
Yeah, we pointed, we made fun, and it, that's just because what we do. But like actually really sitting down, and I've seen BVS probably billions of times at this point, but in the past couple months, just to get ready for the Snyder Cut, I actually sat down. I've seen this movie like 6 times in the past 2 months, and everyone's probably like, "Oh, that's it." I'm like, "It's a 3-hour movie, so yeah, 6 times, a 3-hour movie." But and I went back and watched Man of Steel, and then I thought about it more. I'm just like, however, I remember me and you, even me and Flicks, me and Doug were just like, man, there should have been Man of Steel, then do a Batman, then build, but the Marvel route. But then when you actually like sit back and actually look at these movies, BVS is Man of Steel too. It's
pretty much.
Yeah, it's, you got his birth, his death, and in Justice League, his rebirth, his reincarnation. That's some crazy Jesus shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the way I think Zack looked at Superman, because the birth of Superman, then not being accepted by society, and then Superman making the ultimate sacrifice by being killed at the end of BVS, and the world being like, oh man, he sacrificed himself for us. Then the rebirth and resurrection of Superman in Justice League, and coming back in the black suit now, not what we got in Josh's cut or whatever, but I think the true vision of where Zack wanted to take Superman, and then and all that. But so there's one thing though that I heard that I wanted your thoughts on. It didn't happen, but this was Zack's pitch for Justice League, and Warner Brothers was like, hell no. They were like, no. So I guess originally he wanted Bruce and Lois to develop a relationship, like after the death of Superman and in Justice League. So they develop a relationship because they started working together on trying to rebuild,
Metropolis,
Metropolis and stuff like that, and they kind of like fell in love-ish.
Yeah,
like she's not really in love with Bruce, but she falls in love. And I read the synopsis for Justice League 2 and 3. That's probably never going to happen, but never say never. But yeah, they were supposed to spawn a kid, and when Superman comes back and Batman makes the ultimate sacrifice, and he sacrifices himself for the greater good of the universe. And it was so tragic the way I was reading it, especially what Zack wanted to do. And it was kind of like that line in BVS when, he's Batman, like how, Alfred keeps picking on him, like, oh, you can't find a life outside this cave, Yeah. And like, kept griping about him. But yeah, it's like he wants this life. He wants Lois, but he knows Lois will never love him the way she loves Superman. And then he makes the ultimate sacrifice, killing himself. And then she has a baby. Then I guess at the end of Justice League 3, the kid takes up the mantle. And that's how the movie ends in the third Justice League movie. And he's the new Batman. And Clark basically becomes his adopted father.
Hell no.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers was like,
no, actually, no, I'll just say that up. It was actually, damn. You talk about a different take. That would have been a unique fucking take. I can see where it got dark. I can see where they said no because they were trying to compete with goddamn Marvel. Even with Suicide Squad, they tried to compete with, Guardians of the Galaxy, couldn't do it. I liked how they mentioned, Suicide Squad came about because of Superman. Here's this all powerful motherfucker. What are we going to do the next time if there's the Superman gets out of control? What are we going to do then? Here's the Suicide Squad. Here's all these bad son bitches. But they should have kept that.
Now we're living in a world of metahumans,
Yeah.
And like I did rewatch Suicide Squad just to rewatch Suicide Squad, and I gotta say, like, I get goosebumps every time, like when Batman's on the chase against Joker and Harley, and then when he meets Deadshot and the kid's like, no, Daddy, don't shoot him, and it's just like, and then just that look Deadshot gives Batman, he's just like, you son of a bitch, like, and I was like, oh, the would
You are
have,
lucky.
the would have, could haves, and should haves of what this universe was supposed to be if Warner Brothers didn't let Zack just do his thing. You know what I mean? And it was just like
the whole tone.
Yeah, then they kind of like, oh, we're backtracking, and Wonder Woman kind of became its own movie. They kind of followed that formula, the Marvel formula. It worked, and it became a big hit. But then they're like, okay, well, Aquaman's its own thing. Let's Black Panther it up. All right, guys, Black Panther. They got Wakanda.
Yep. We got Atlantis. We got Atlantis, and you can see like it's like the last few movies where they marveled it up. I like how Warner Brothers basically said, you know what, we really need to do our own thing because we're losing directors, we're losing creative to Marvel. Kind of find out Ryan Coogler was supposed to do something for DC, and because they kept sticking their damn hand in it, nope, forget it. You guys are being bitches. It was like it's like when with Patty Jenkins when she had her vision for, I forgot what Marvel movie that was. She was supposed to, Thor. She was supposed to direct Thor. They kept fucking with her. She goes, you know what?
That's what it is.
Yeah,
creative differences, and they just collide. And from what I've heard, it's not a spoiler. It's just from what I heard is like this Justice League supposed to be ending like on a real big cliffhanger because this was supposed to lead to other things. And I was just like, oh, it's gonna be one of those like, no, nothing happens.
No, I really have a feeling that a lot of good things are going to happen. I mean, they got The Rock coming in, the world's biggest fucking action movie star right now. I mean, it could be action, it could be drama. He could probably fart in a bucket right now and have everyone sniff it, and it would make fucking money because that's how big he is right now.
The man's got his own tequila. He's got his own energy drink now.
Oh, that tequila! Oh my god, oh my god, yes.
I know. I saw you tried it. I was so jealous. I was like,
I still got some.
I'm coming over. Well, I gotta go now. So,
well, no, you got to go to work, but no, sometime this weekend, come over. We'll do a shot. I got some, bro. It's fucking worth it. And, I was a Jose Cuervo man. Not no
you're
more.
A rock. Yeah, you're a Rockila.
Rockila. Oh, hey, Rockila. Hey, you hear that? Rockila. Trademark pending. That's us, bitch. You ain't gonna make money off this shit. I don't give a damn how big you are. Hit you across your big ass nut. Anyway, no, we got Black Adam. Wait, hold on. What was the name?
Oh, Shazadam. Shazadam. Black Adam's new name is Shazadam.
Shazadam. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then we got Suicide Squad. Yeah. It's going to be a good time to be alive, bro.
Life is good in the nerdom, if you will. But got to get rolling here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the song by Xtra Overdose.
He has to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them pendejos can't do their job. That's all I got to say.
But I did have fun. This was nice at the desk, at my cave, if you will. But yeah, every Saturday.
Yes,
thank you, White.
There you go.
Right.
We drop every Saturday.
Yes, yep, every Saturday. Say it again.
We drop every Saturday, so stay tuned. And yes, we do go live too. When it drops, we go live right along with you, answer questions. And some of you guys' questions get pretty saucy. I like it.
Yeah. So check out the channel, the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. All right.
There we go.
Or
that one.
I'm trying to remember.
That one.
Yeah, both Walmart.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thank you to our sponsor, Shutter. Thank you to the Xtra Overdose. And we didn't do a giveaway. We're probably gonna do a giveaway next week because I got to mail off these giveaways, past giveaways, so I don't want to get too caught up. But to the winners you are getting a special prize. They finally came in. This is why we waited so long. Just because before we tell you, I told Big Daddy what we're doing with these, and we finally got them in. If you follow us on Instagram, your package will be coming.
Literally, your package is going to be coming.
And it's going to have the official C+ Studios condom. So, when we tell you to fuck your couch, you're going to be safe because you're going to have the C+ Studios condom.
So you can literally fuck your couch.
All right, y'all. I'm KMB The Sexy Ninja.
Oh, Big Daddy coming at you.
And when in doubt,
fuck your couch.
couch.